Hi, my name is Omazino, and in our today's tutorial I will be sharing with you how I drafted this basic sleeve pattern and the areas of your arm to be measured to draft the pattern. What we need for drafting our sleeve pattern is our scissors, flexible tape measure, pencil, straight ruler and curve ruler. Any of these, you don't really have to use it too. Any of them is fine. So we will start by first folding our paper into two like this. Now that the paper is folded, we have 1, 2. When drafting our sleeve pattern, 4 areas of our body measurement is key, which is 1, our cap height is usually between this part to this part here. The measurements for this part usually differ. For a person of say like small and medium, you use between 3 and 3.5, while for large you use between the same 3.5 and 4, while for extra large you can use say between 4 and 4.5. For me, I fall under large, so I'm using 4. So my cap height is 4. Then for the bicep, this part is the bicep. The bicep is usually the fullest part around the arm. For me, my bicep is 14. So you get the measurement by placing the tape around this area like this. Mine is 14. Then the length of your sleeve, you place your tape on this part of your shoulder and you take the tape right around anywhere you want your sleeve to stop. For me, I want mine to stop on this point. So from this part to this part, I got 13. So my sleeve length is 13, while my sleeve hem is 13, which I got by placing my tape around this part of my arm. To draft our sleeve pattern, first of all, I will just rule a line. That will be my starting point. Just like this. To start, I will place my tape on this point, which I call my starting point. I'll call this point A. Then from here, I'll measure my biceps. If you are size small and medium, you can use between 3 and 3.5. While if you are large, you can say use between 3.5 and 4. And if you are extra large and above, you can use say between 4 and 4.5. For me, I'm large, so I'll use 4. I'll label this part B. After which I'll measure the length of my sleeve. The length of my sleeve is 13. So I'll mark 13 and label this part C. Now on this point where I measure, on this point where I wrote B, on this point I'll measure my bicep. Now the bicep is the fullest part of my arm. I got 14. I will divide this 14 by 2. The reason why I'm dividing it by 2 is because I folded this into 2, 1, 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. So this is 7, which is this point. So I'll call this point D. I'll take my ruler and rule on this point. Then on this point where I measured C, I'll measure my sleeve hem. My sleeve hem is 13. So I will divide 13 by 2 to get 6.5. 6.5 is here. I will call this point E. Then I will rule like this. Having gotten this point, I will link point D and E together. And then I will link point A and D together. Now I have to look for the midpoint between A and D. Now the length of A to D is 8. So the midpoint is 4. I'll call this point F. So this is where our curve ruler comes in. If you don't have this, you can always do this with your hand. It mustn't really be a curve ruler. So I'll bring this part like this and then draw the curve like this. I can use this and I can also use this like this. This one is more common, so you can always get this from anywhere stationery is being sold. So I'll measure from this point to my point F to point A like this. Then I'll turn this part like this and measure from point F to point D. This. And this is the front armhole. Front. And this is the front. Then for the back, I'll come to this point and bring it out by half like this. Now I'll take my straight ruler, then rule out like this. So this is the drawing. This is our cap height. Let me just label. This is the length of this sleeve. This is the sleeve hem. This is the bicep. So these are our basic sleeve pattern. Now I will cut. Mind that I didn't put any seam allowance on this, so if you draft your own, always remember to add your seam allowance on it. So I'll just cut. I'll cut this outer part first. So I'll cut like this. So I will open. Now that it's open, I have to trim this other part of it out. This is the front part and this is the back part. So let me just trim out this part of it. So this is the front, while this is the back. So this is the back. So this part will be placed at the back, while this one that is a bit depthed in will be placed to the front. There is no, I didn't include seam allowance when I was drafting this. When drafting yours, you should include your seam allowance, depending if you want to use half an inch or 1 inch. If you find this video helpful, I would like you to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and also give this video a thumbs up. Thank you.